Ever since my PhD, I've been involved in material science, should I say. And in the early days, the stuff we were doing was actually what you would call nanotechnology these days, but we just had different names for it then. But it slowly developed into research on nanoparticles, and towards the end of my career, I was looking more at the medical applications of nanoparticles. You know, it seemed hard to see how a physicist tinkering in the corner of a lab could have any impact, but slowly, as we thought more about it, it became more and more real. Well, I was blown away when we got the first results back from Primrose. As a physicist, you do material science. We found a way of making nanoparticles using gas phase synthesis. Okay, now that sounds like a boring thing, but then it turns out that this particular material that we were making has got very powerful antibacterial properties and antiviral. When Brian first approached me with this big idea, it suddenly occurred to me that we may have a possible solution. One of the other scientists had developed this small spark source to produce silver nanoparticles, which he would use to expose cells to. So we started to have a look around the lab, and we found some bits, and eventually we managed to get this little device together. Basically, it's scragged together out of bits and pieces that we found in the lab. So the team got together, got this working, got it fired up, and sure enough, it was producing silver nanoparticles. And the first tests we did on cloth turned out to be incredibly successful. It seemed hard to believe that this little device could have any impact on Brian's big idea, which is essentially a global idea, but there we are. Small beginnings. Once you start to think about things, they start to become real. And we could start to see the big advantage of doing it this way, because this is a gas-phase technology. The silver nanoparticles are carried with a gas. They're like a gas themselves. They will just permeate through cloth. The strands in cloth are huge compared to the nanoparticles. And so essentially you're coating from the front to the back all the way through. Wherever nanoparticles will find a fiber, they'll stick. They'll render the whole bulk of the cloth antibacterial. Okay, small beginnings, but we're starting to grow, and the next stage is the BBG,